Have you ever wondered why Canada is in debt? Have you ever wondered why the government forces Canadians to pay so many taxes? Have you ever wondered why the bankers from the largest private banks are becoming wealthier and the rest of us are not? Have you ever wondered why the gross national debt is over $800 billion? Have you ever wondered who receives the $60 billion? What I have discovered is the banks and the government have colluded to financially enslave the people of Canada. I will share with you 3 important points of reference which will hopefully spark enough interest and concern for you to continue the research on your own and to engage your government to stop this criminal act against the people of Canada. First, we will briefly examine the Bank of Canada. Second, we will see how our banking system works today. And lastly, I will offer a viable solution that we can petition our government to implement. What I find interesting is even Jesus, in Matthew 21, drove out the money changers in the temple. The private banks are just like the money changers in Matthew 21. They are defrauding and robbing the people of Canada, thus their freedom, and they need to be stopped. How should the banking system work? If the Canadian government needs money, they can borrow it directly from the Bank of Canada. The people would then pay fair taxes to repay the Bank of Canada. Regarding the debt money owed to the private banks, such as the Royal Bank, we would simply have the Bank of Canada print the money owing, hand it over to the private banks, and then clear the debt with the Bank of Canada. And yes, we have the power and lawful right to do so. In conclusion, it has become painfully obvious, even for me, a 12-year-old Canadian, that we are being defrauded and robbed by the banking system and a complicit government. What will we do to stop this crime? What will we do to ensure that the next generation will live free and clear of the debt-based economy that enslaves them to the banks? Margaret Mead said the following, and I hope that all of you remember this. Never doubt that a small group of people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Economists around the world are struggling to break free of the clutches of the financial crisis, but a 12-year-old Canadian knows what needs to be done. Victoria Grant took the internet by storm overnight after a video of her slamming Canada's banks for robbing the people went viral.
They're just standing by and watching the private banks make us pay compounded interest.
Well, clearly you understand what's happening there in your country. Do you have any solutions for the world's economic problems?
My solution is that we stop borrowing from private banks and we start borrowing from the Bank of Canada with little to no interest.
All right, but okay, now you're just 12 years old. Why do you think you understand what's wrong with the economy, that you have the answer and world leaders don't?
Well, I've been researching and watching documentaries and like reading books, and it's not that hard to understand once you start researching. And like world leaders, they probably know what's happening. It's just they're not doing anything about it.
Why not, do you think? Why don't they care?
I think they don't care because they're benefiting from what they're doing to us.
All right, now, thousands, of course, people around the world will have seen you explaining what's wrong. What about you yourself? Your mum's obviously pretty excited by all of this, but what about the attention on you now?
It's been amazing. I like that so many people are watching it because they can get information on what's happening and they can try and tell other people about it.
But some people of your age might say economics, finance, all boring, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
But what do you say to them? That's actually important for our lives?
Well, it's important because if something really bad happens, you know, like we could grow up like living with just like one meal a day if this keeps getting worse.
What about then when you grow up? What are your ambitions? Do you want to be an economist? Do you want to be a prime minister?
Well, I want to be an interior designer, but I'm definitely going to keep studying monetary reform.
So you're going to be interior designer, so you're creative as well as having a financial mind as well. Well, we wish you the best of luck in your career. Thank you very much indeed, Victoria Grant, and also mother Marcia Grant, joining us live there in Canada. Thank you.